What's going on? Do I regret moving to Charlotte? No, I don't. It's just that now it's time for me to go. I've worn out my welcome, according to Charlotte. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Charlotte has become a city that I can no longer identify with or afford. It's expensive, you know? And I know what you all are going to say, you know, man, make up your mind. You know, you moved, you lived in New York, you lived in Atlanta, and you live in Charlotte, and you're not satisfied with living there now. And also you're going to say, man, the cost of living is high everywhere. Well, okay, well, add Charlotte to that list. Straight up. See, the thing about me is I'm not willing to give up my lifestyle. Straight up. I'm doing enough as it is in order to stay afloat. I'm in school. This will be my second year coming up. I'm a personal trainer, a vegan/vegetarian cook, a YouTuber. I'm a life coach. I'm doing any and everything in order to pay the bills. And it's gotten to the point where that's not enough of what I'm doing. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to go somewhere where I can get more bang for my buck. It's just that plain and simple. See, when I first moved here, Charlotte was very affordable. It was a small but big city. Small but big town, I'll say it like that. And it wasn't too many people here. The cost of living was low. This is pre-pandemic. This was the early 2000s, like 2009. It was very affordable to live here. One bedrooms were like, man, $865. You know, I used to stay at this house right off of South Tryon, not too far away from Uptown. Whitehall Commons, that area where the Walmart is at and everything, right up in a little bit further up the street. 3-bedroom house, front yard, enormous backyard, front yard, $1,000 a month. Now 1 bedrooms, $1,600. If you're living in the hood, $1,200. Now that same house that I was getting, written $1,000 a month, that shit probably about $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600, who knows? And it's like it's gotten to the point where I can no longer live in cities, period. I'm not about to take more time out of my day in order to make money to pay bills. I'm going too far as it is. And this is the reason why I make these videos. Because that's common, folks. If we can't see that we're just running and running and running, then we're damned. If you can't see that there's a problem if you're living off of credit cards and one paycheck to the next and you got a 3rd and 4th job and it's not enough, there's a problem, and that problem is not you. And neither is the problem going to be solved on November the 5th. I think that November 4th or November the 5th. I don't know which exact day that you vote. Straight up. That problem's not going to be solved by the Trump administration, nor the Kamala Harris administration. hyperinflation is at a whole all-time high. They said that, you know, this just last week, it was 100 and something odd thousand jobs that was added to, you know what I'm saying, the economy. But they never say how much the jobs are paying as well as what the jobs are. If these jobs can't keep up with hyperinflation, then there's no point of actually working for them. When are we going to understand this? That this train wreck that's about to happen, called America, is not going to only affect us common folks, but it's going to affect you bourgeois people as well. Straight up. I don't regret ever living in Charlotte for the second time. This has been my second time. I left, you know what I'm saying? I got here in 2009. I left around 2016, moved to Atlanta for about 2-3 years and came back. I don't regret it. Because Charlotte has allowed me to see the light. I saw this city change overnight. For the worse. Yeah, I know, you know, some of the Charlotteans are going to be like, man, crime was always here, but not like this. I don't think it was like this. Everybody, you know, people getting shot every day. Children, little kids. Teenagers running buck wild. It's nothing for these young folks to do here. This is a corporate ran city. And I know what you're going to say. Well, that's any other city. But no, like a lot of corporate, like banks. This is the home of Wells Fargo, Bank of America. And if I'm not mistaken, Truist as well. This is a banking city. This is straight up a corporate city. That's what's up. I remember I used to have my own little thing going on here. And it was nice. You know what I'm saying? I had my stores, you know what I'm saying? Everything intact. Things to do. Like at one point in time, it was some things to do. You know what I'm saying? To know the area. It wasn't like how it is now. Back in the days, you had like a couple of selections. You know, you had to wind up and, you know, a place where you could listen to poetry and rap and R&B and karaoke and all of that stuff. You know, I go hang out over there. Then they had a couple of clubs like W.D. Harris had a club in Uptown. Club, I forgot what that club was, 735 or 935. I forgot what the name of the club was. It was a nice club. I mean, every now and then it gets shot up, but you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to do nowadays. And I know some of you all are going to be like, well, man, man, your age, you shouldn't be thinking about clubs or whatever. Okay, what? I don't club. What else is there to do? Oh, I know, wineries and breweries. If you're not an alcoholic or a social drinker, there's nothing to do here, man. That's real shit. How many times you gonna go to Whitewater Park? How many times you gonna go to Carowinds? Carowinds is not even in Charlotte. How many times you gonna go to all of these places that just basically Optimus Hall that basically have eateries? Like, how many times you gonna eat? That's the reason why it's a lot of fucking big people, right? I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but it's just a lot of overweight people just in America as a whole. How many places you gonna go out to eat at? How many times you gonna go to Music Factory? It's like these places, these cities, they just turning corporate. It's just like ABC. You gonna go see the Carolina Panthers? They're 1-4 right now. They can't even decide who they want to be the quarterback because both of them are bums. Andy Dalton and Bryce Young. They paying this man Bryce Young a hell of a lot of money to do what? Throw interceptions? And let's not talk about the Charlotte Hornets. These motherfuckers ain't won shit since Larry Johnson and your man, the short dude. I forgot his name. Alonzo Mourning, that whole team, when they were at the old the Bojangles Coliseum, not even in Uptown. We talk about 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. And it's not shitting on the city. Because I know a lot of people live here, born and raised here, and they love this city. But I'm pretty sure that you don't love it right now. But it's just building on top of building on top of building on top of building. And the people that were born and raised here can't even afford to live here. I know a few people that had to move out to Gastonia. And now Gastonia is becoming a little bit more expensive. Because now they got this thing called Metro Charlotte. Never heard of that shit before back in the days, but now it's Metro Charlotte. Metro Charlotte consists of Gastonia, Concord, Rock Hill, Fort Mill, Indian Trail, Indian Land, Matthews, Huntersville, Lake Norman. Shit. How many times you gonna go to Freedom Park? Be real with you, you can't even get in that motherfucker nowadays. I remember we used to go to, I'm talking about me and my kids and I, we used to go to Freedom Park all the time. It wasn't a problem. Charlotte has definitely changed. I have my little spots I used to go to, you know what I'm saying? This Healthy Home Market. I used to get my alkaline water, my herbs and bundles, and bulk, excuse me. That store was way more better than Whole Foods. Nowadays, shit is just expensive. And I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, like I'm not willing to do more than what I'm doing right now. Matter of fact, I want to be able to do less. Like people will sit here and have the nerve to say, man, that's all you do is rant. I'm not ranting. This is not a rant. This is letting you know that whether it's, I'm talking about Atlanta or Charlotte, shit ain't worth it. These cities ain't worth it anymore. It ain't worth you busting your ass every day. Working 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs. It's not worth it. America's not worth it anymore. There's other places in this world that you can move to and live in. That this is not the old generation. This ain't the baby boomers. You don't have to be like them. You don't have to bust your ass and still see nothing at the end of the day. You know what I think America is? This is how I look at America. Straight up. You got a big ass fucking tank, right? Straight up, it's a big tank. So for those that have had a fish tank or that have a fish tank now, right? You go to the store, you know what I'm saying, to get your fish, purchase your fish, right? Like the cheap fish they got swimming in the tank. It's like 100, like 200-300 of them. You know what I'm saying? You might use them to just throw in there, for the bigger fish to eat or just make it look a little bit full, for your fish tank. You know what I'm saying? All of those fishes, they get like $2-3 a piece or some shit like that. They real cheap. You know what I mean? I look at that as being American people. You got a fish tank, a big ass tank, and then you got a bunch of them little ass fucking fishes that you can buy for $2 to $3 or $1.50, right? And you buy about 30 or 40 of them. You know what I'm saying? To kind of fill in your tank. So I look at the millions of ones that you can buy that's $1, $2. I look at them as American people, right? You put them in a fish tank, and guess who's throwing the fish rod in to hook and capture the American people? It's Exxon, it's Target, it's Walmart, it's Chipotle, it's the place that you rent from. Mine is America's Home for Rent. It's Belts, it's Dillard's, it's Tommy Hilfiger, it's Timberland, it's Louis Vuitton, it's Gucci. That's the way I see it. That we're making everyone rich. But ourselves. We're just in a fucking fish tank called these major cities, bumping heads against one another, trying to stay alive. I'm just trying to understand, how is it that people can't understand that in these major cities the crime rate is high because the jobs is there's not enough jobs, and if there are enough jobs, they're not paying enough. People are not naturally violent. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. That's the way people see it. And I'm not saying that it's right, but a lot of people say, I will rob and do all of this negative shit before I see myself without, or my family. You gotta start paying attention to who puts us under these conditions and stop blaming one another. I'm so sick and tired of people in the comment section of the videos that I do, whether it's about Atlanta or Charlotte, trying to blame shit on us, the people. People ain't never did shit wrong. All we want to do is raise our children. And the average American will work hard in order to get what they want and need in life. They don't want any handouts. And that's real talk. The only thing that the average American wants from their government is to do right, to treat them right, to govern over them. And we trust and we rely on these politicians. And the only thing that the fucking politicians do is lie. That's it. I can tell you, this is real talk. Charlotte ain't nothing but a city that's a whore. She's opened her legs up for everyone to fuck her. That's real talk. The city council, you can't blame it on the white man, because the city council is made up of minorities. And they have allowed developers to come in and change this whole fucking city around. To the point where you can't even, you can't even recognize the shit. I remember Still Creek used to have cows and donkeys and shit. It was farmland. The only thing that was out here when I got out here, they were just now building Rivergate. Wasn't no Brandwick. None of that shit. It wasn't no Top Golf. None of that. Wasn't apartments on the left and the right hand side of Still Creek Road. It's to the point where, yo, seriously, I think that that's what their intentions are. They just want rich fucking people to live in these fucking cities. And it ain't too many rich people on this in America. There's more of us common folks than there are rich people. But that's the way I see it. When you charging for a one bedroom to live in a decent area, $1,600, $1,700. You people, and I know, man, I know that there's and this is the reason why we got to talk to the youth. Because the youth don't know any better. You got these Gen Zs and millennials, younger millennials, they up there living in Uptown, paying $2,000 a month to live in a fucking cubby hole. Only to say, oh yeah, you know, I'm on the 13th floor and I can see the skyline. You know what I mean? I can see the skyline and see Charlotte. What? You want to see the skyline every now and then and save you some money? They got plane rides that they fly, helicopter rides. They fly all over Charlotte for cheaper than $2,000 a month. But you want to be where the happenings, the things, you know, South End, you know, you have access to that. You got the light rail over there. So you hop on a light rail, you know what I'm saying? Go down in the Noda area. Chill for the weekend. Or South End, you go down there. Chill for the weekend and shit. But it's the same shit. Same shit, man. Gotta ask yourself. Real shit. The money that you spending, no matter where it's at, whether it's Atlanta, Charlotte, to live there, is it worth it? Is Houston worth it? Is Dallas worth it? Is Austin worth it? Texas, that is. I can tell you right off the rip, I'm not even going to mention New York. Because Brooklyn ain't worth it. Queens, the 5 boroughs, they not worth it. I'm not spending $3,000 to stay in a shithole. Where the mayor has admitted that they got a roach infestation problem. In the city, the New York City area. You gotta ask yourself that. And maybe, just maybe I'm wasting my time with people. Maybe y'all are so brainwashed, brainwashed means that you're cleaning your brain. Maybe you're so brain dirty to the point ain't no turning back for you all. That you're going to ride this motherfucker out until you crash out. I'm not trying to be like my parents. Grade the fuck up. Grade, no hair growing out your fucking ears and out your nose and shit. I mean, no disrespect, but it's the truth. Dick don't work. You got hairy balls and shit. Your balls, the hair on your balls are gray. Yeah, you high stepping out of a brand new car. I see that all the time. No disrespect to the elders. You know what I'm saying? You hopping out of a brand new car, but your back, you're not hopping out, excuse me. You slowly but surely getting out and your back hurting and all type of, I'm not trying to be that. Man, these jobs will wear you down. Wear you out. Take away the best years of your fucking life. Me. Some of you all may say, well, man, you need some passive income. You need to invest in this and that and so forth. Well, the first thing is this. The same companies and corporations that burn us out, that don't give 2 fucks about us, you want me to invest in those people? Straight up. The same companies and corporations that have 0 interest in the people. You want me to invest in them? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. When I haven't even taken the time out, the moral of this video is when I haven't taken the time out to invest in myself, let alone my family. That's real shit, because most of you all work. And the school teachers that your children go to school. When your children go to school and have been taught, they spend more time with your children than you do. That's real shit. You wondering why your fucking wife is fucking somebody else because you at work all the time. That's why I hate. I dislike it when people in the comment section be on that corporate bullshit. Well, you know, you just need to get a better job and you can't afford to live here and blah, blah, blah. Nose all up in the air. And you act like for you black people, please, I got friends, plural, that work for corporate. And they tell me just how racist these people are. And how much of a hostile environment or workplace that they have to be in. So don't try to act like it's it's so easy and you know what I'm saying, to work for corporate and shit. Some of you all just get on my, seriously, this is my word. And that's the reason why I don't respond, because I know how y'all get down. You know what I'm saying? Some of you all make comments in the comment section and be cursing me out. And the reason why you be cursing me out, I don't take it personal, because I know why. It's because you really want to curse your boss out. You really want to curse somebody else out. You're upset. You can't curse him out. You can't curse someone else that really dangles your paycheck over you, right? It's easier for you to take your frustration out on me. I'm the little guy compared to your boss. But that's what I call a coward. That's you. Because the reality of it is if you black, you know just how hard it is to live in these cities, to stay afloat. And what I mean by stay afloat is to juggle your bills, your job, and your personal life. Whether you have a girlfriend or children, kids, family members, family or whatever. How many times are you gonna tell your family this Thanksgiving I can't make it? How many times you gonna tell your children this Christmas, you know what I'm saying, I gotta work? That's real shit. You work, and then you say, man, I need some time off. I need to relax. So you busy in the strip club and the bars, but you're not at home. But you saying that you work for your family. Make up your mind what the fuck this is, though, for real. If you busting your ass for the family and you got a day off or time off, or when you get off of work, why you not at home? Why you all up in everybody else's shit? Whether it's the clubs, the strip clubs, or a side chick. Or some side bitch you fucking. It's real talk. These cities have turned. And you don't even realize it. Y'all don't even realize it. People don't even realize it. These cities are just overall, white America has turned us into some monsters. Real shit. But we don't care about one another anymore. We don't love one another. And I remember there was a time when we used to. For real. I hear this comment in the comment section all the time when I'm talking about Atlanta or Charlotte. Man, you think somebody gonna help you just because they black? And blah, 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 wah, 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 wah. First and foremost, that is the reason why the non-blacks are ahead, because they help one another. It's obvious you don't peep the game. They'll put their family members up. It's called nepotism. They'll put their family members up and put them on to jobs and shit like that. They look out for one another. Every race does it. Every fucking one. Except for us. We say dumb shit like, oh, you just want a handout and this and that and so forth and blah, 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 blah. And that's not what I was saying in the Atlanta video when I was like, yo, there's no one trying to help you. What I mean by helping you, I'm talking about networking. This is the reason why they have these corporate parties and shit like that. These corporate parties and business parties, they're networking. They're having drinks and you know, letting their hair down and shit, but at the same time, they're passing out their cards and saying, oh yeah, you know, so you do such and such and such. Oh yeah, matter of fact, hold that thought. I know this person over here. I'm gonna connect you to this person, and this and that, so forth. You don't see that shit in the black community. You don't. We're doomed. And that's real talk. A lot of you all talk about some, man, why don't you say something positive? Why don't you do a positive video? Ain't nothing to be positive about when you black. Not the way that we act. At this point in time, we should have just continued to be chattel property. Straight up. To master. Because that's all we good for. We ain't good for nothing else. It's real shit. I don't regret living in Charlotte. I don't. It woke me the fuck up. Straight up. It showed me, this city showed me exactly what life is about. Real shit. And you gotta draw that motherfucking line. And I've already drawn mine. I choose my family. Fuck everything else. That's real shit. And that's all I gotta say. I'm out.